Baby, let me tell you something. That Giselle is still trying to convince us. that relationship ended because of the pandemic. Woo, y'all know I ain't got no sense at all. Let's get into this intro. What's going on, Skye Squad? We are back in the building, back live. We are discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac recap from season 6, episode 4. Okay, we got a lot to talk about in this episode. I gave you guys some news earlier, so if you happen to catch that video, I just did not want to make this video super duper long with the news and the recap, so I gave you guys the news separately. Okay. With that being said, shout out to Faces by Bravo for that hilarious meme from earlier that just tickled me, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So shout out to them. And shout out to you guys in that good chatterization. Let me know where you're watching from down in the chat, okay? Because you know we like to know where you're watching from. I see we got Arlington, Texas in the building. New York is in the house. Philly is in the house. Maryland, I see you. Come on, Bowie, Maryland, down the street. New Jersey's in the building. Chi-Town's in the house. London, UK. LA is in the building. We got a lot of people. Oh, Virgin Islands, I see you. New York, Delaware, Trinidad. Hey. Oh, they put Bonnie Blue back up this morning. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. So let me tell you something. I wanted to really ride hard to support her in, just getting the word out about her new channel because something had gone on with her old channel. So I really wanted to just do what I could to support. I would try to do it for anybody that I know, especially somebody that I feel like has such a good spirit. And I thought it was important to do it because, that can happen to anybody. So I just wanted to put the good energy out there and thank God it's back up. You know what I'm saying? We got Chicago in the building, Cincinnati. Richie, all Robyn's hats really are sold out. I checked the website. They're $29.99, not $20. And I'm from Florida. Hey, Florida, first lady from Florida. Dallas, Texas. Waco, Texas is in the building. Yes. And I'm going to be doing some backup channels as well, just because you never know. And so I'll let you guys know as I post more on those channels. They're in the link down in the description. Also in the description link, guys, I'm doing this thing. I'm supporting my girl, Brands by Bravo. She is doing a thing online where she is supporting some teachers. And so if you guys want to support a teacher, I put a wish list link from Amazon down below. Just to kind of support our educators. And I just wanted to participate because she's been so lovely to me as well. With that being said, guys, yes. Shout out to everybody who is in the building. Y'all ready to get down into this thing? Because I'm ready. Let's do it. Now, let's rate this episode because y'all know how we like to do, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to need you guys to write your rate down in the chatterization. Now, for me, I'm going to give this episode a 9.5. I'm taking away 0.5 because, like I said in my earlier video, I feel like we don't know enough about Escala for her to be commenting on anything. Now, again, I say she's a beautiful, beautiful woman, and I think I would really love to know more about her, but I really have to blame the producers because we have not been given any type of real introduction to her other than she is Wendy's African sister, as Robyn stated in the episode when she was introduced. So as we are proceeding, it's clear to me that Escala is going to be inserting herself into the story as she should do as a newbie. but we need more information about her so that we can care about what her perspective is. Does that make any sense? Because otherwise, it's hard to really care about somebody that we don't know. We needed a scene with her and Robyn sitting down to have a conversation about something to give us more of an idea of the dynamic of her and Robyn's friendship. I mean, and that would go a long way towards also extending interest in Robyn and what she does and how they have managed to build this friendship and this bond. Because otherwise, right now, it just feels like a Skylar has just been thrown in there. And so I got to take away a 0.5 for that, because I felt like Skylar did insert herself tonight in last night's episode, but we needed more information on what makes her important in this group setting, because we don't have the background on her that we need. That's just me. And I feel like it's an easy fix, production. It's an easy fix. Give us a scene with her and Robyn and give us more information. She's friends with Robyn. Why aren't you giving us more? Anyway, let me get off my soapbox, okay? Now, let's get into it. We start the episode with Gizelle getting ready for her podcast photo shoot. Is for Reasonably Shady, which we do know the podcast is out right now. I think it's on the on the Black Effect Network on iHeartRadio, so you guys can check that out there. I believe that they just released a new episode, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. We get that Robyn is the reasonable part, and then Gizelle is the shady part. Okay. Gizelle says that Robyn's work ethic is much different from hers. Basically, I felt like she was calling Robyn lazy, which seems to be a running theme throughout this season. It seems like Juan was alluding to her being lazy. It seems like Gizelle is kind of alluding to her being lazy. She didn't outright say it, but she was kind of going in that direction when she was talking about their work ethic. And I, for some reason, believe it. Okay. And Robyn arrives 32 minutes late to the photo shoot. Okay. Now, Cal, who is Gizelle's hairstylist and her BFF, talk about her and Jamal's relationship. She says that she doesn't feel like she can have a successful relationship with Jamal in the pandemic, or with anybody in a pandemic who is states away. And Cal is like, I do. Okay. And I believe it's true. You can have especially in this day and age. I mean, listen, a flight away. And honestly, what I will tell you is, based on my research, and I don't know if this is true, because I'm not going to even get into that, because I don't want to talk about anything regarding the pandemic. But what I will say is this. She lets us know at some point that she had only been down to the Atlanta 3 times. Now, once, I'm assuming, was to attend Cynthia Bailey's wedding, I'm assuming. But at that point in time, he wasn't even there. So if the other 2 times was the times that she had spent down there, she wasn't really investing that much time in the travel anyway. Okay. But we know he was all up and through all about the world, going any and everywhere during the pandemic. And that's nothing wrong with it, because maybe he had to do that for work. But I'm just saying, the man was traveling. So travel was possible. Okay. Anyway, Robyn in her confessional doesn't feel like it was going to last anyway, which I thought was shady in and of itself. And she feels like the pandemic just rushed things along. Now, again, sometimes Robyn, this is why I don't want to just throw Robyn away like the baby, throwing away the baby with the bathwater, because I feel like Robyn has some great zingers at times when she is on. You know what I'm saying? And when she's not, following right up behind Gizelle. I feel like when she has her own opinions, I mean, that's where she really shines. And I felt like I liked her. I liked that moment right there for her. Okay. Because it was an honest moment. Gizelle asked Kyle about why Mia got her CLIT done. Why would Kyle know if why she got her CLIT done? I mean, he's like, I ain't seen one of those since the Wonder Years. Okay. I don't know. Okay. And I don't understand why they are even continuing this storyline. And I'm going to tell you why, because it basically boils down to semantics. We're going to get into that a little bit later on. And I think you guys may follow my logic here. Okay. Gizelle also relays that Mia called Wendy simple-minded, and Cal is like, oh no, she didn't call Miss 18 Degrees simple-minded. They decide to get to know Mia a little bit better, and they decide to text her and invite her to lunch. But in the text message, they specifically say without Karen. Now, I'm not going to critique I am going to critique it a little bit. It was a little bit of shade when they said without Karen, because as Karen will point out later, they didn't say without Wendy, without the rest of the group. They specifically said without Karen, which is why I think Wendy took offense to the message. But what they should have just simply said was, you know, can we want to really get to know you without the group, because that would be a good way for us to get to know you personally. And that's something that we want to do. But they specifically mentioned Karen, which I think may have triggered Mia, but I don't know. Anyway, then they take photos for their podcast, and I found myself liking their color combination. You know, I'm colorblind, so it looked like red and pink to me. But let me know in the chatterization if it was red and pink. It could have been blue and yellow for all I know. But anyway, Michael and Ashley are going out to eat. She is so pregnant at this point that she has to travel with a pregnancy go bag. Okay. Michael is being, okay, it was red and pink. Okay, thank you, Benita. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, boom, perfect. Michael is being extra romantic, but despite not being able to have relations with Ashley. So, you know, I feel like she's, I don't know if she's just curious as to what's going on, but I feel like she got her eye on him. Michael relays to her that he's getting into the movie business, and she is concerned, and rightfully so. Okay, cool. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Now, when Michael said he was going into the movie business, was it just me, or did it sound like he had already started the process of going down that path? I felt like Ashley took it as, oh, you're thinking about going into the movie business? I took it as, me and my business partners, we are already going down that path. Okay. Anyway, she's concerned about Michael making bad investments, you know, because she's concerned about her investment. You know, because this could affect her money should things go wrong. Okay. So she's worried. And she also is like, you know, for her, she about to have a baby. Why is he thinking about trying to make movies? Because truth be told, if he's in the movie business, I mean, they do make some movies here, I think, you know, but it's not as big as like Atlanta or Hollywood. So that would put Michael on the travel path a lot more, which might give her a lot more to worry about. Because I can guarantee you, he's not going to be the type of investor that's just sitting around at the computer getting reports. I'm assuming he gonna try to be there. You know what I'm saying? On location, trying to work through the deals and having to fly and go and stuff like that. So I'm sure she's like, I'm about to expect baby number 2, and you about to be on the road. You know, trying to make movies. I don't know. But he says he don't do stuff without fully understanding it. And again, I felt like he had already started going down the path, and the train was in motion, and he was just letting her know that the train is starting. Okay. They have to table this conversation because suddenly she's feeling uncomfortable with her tummy, and she got to go. Okay. So anyway, Karen is home making some steaks when Raven FaceTimes her. Raven, we learn, is living in New York and working her job as an executive. Kudos to Raven. Karen is being sworn in, we find out, as the ambassador for Surrey County. Now, I don't know what that role entails at all, but she says she wants to draw attention to rural America and do more for her community. Now, I'm not mad at that, okay? I'm not mad at that. Now, she also wants Raven to mention to Ray that when they do renew their vows, she wants an upgrade on her ring. Now, she don't want no another band. She wants another rock, another Diamond Dale. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, as she's having this conversation, she is burning the fish. Okay. Mia, we see her going to work at the Joint Chiropractic Clinic. And I have been having some back issues myself. And I keep thinking to myself, maybe I should go to the chiropractor. Anyway, she's a regional developer. Her son, Josh, FaceTimes her, but she needs Gordon her husband to take Joshua to practice. No, apparently this is the third time she has had to cancel, and Gordon wants her to be more aware of her work-life balance. And I feel like I feel like we ain't seen Gordon that much, but every time we have seen him, he is warning her, girl, I'm gonna need you to work a little less, okay? So she may have to hire somebody else to manage the regions instead of managing them herself. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to tell her something. You know, girl, I need you to be home. Help me out with these kids, okay? And suddenly, out of the blue, there's another Dr. Jackie commercial. I was like, I feel like this. Bravo must got a stake in these serums and creams that they got for Dr. Jackie, because you even can just hold your phone up to the TV screen, scan the QR code, and make your purchase right there. I ain't never seen such. I ain't never seen backing of that sort. And I have said it before. And I don't know why somebody don't listen to me. I don't even care if you take the idea. I don't know. I don't want the credit for it. But they need to have some type of Bravo home shopping network. They could probably make a whole lot of coins off the things that some of these ladies are making and developing and selling, and everybody will win. Okay, everybody will win. Robyn could take her hats to the Bravo shopping network. You know what I'm saying? They could create an app for it, and then they could have a whole, nighttime lineup when the women come on and do like they do on HSN and the home shopping, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they haven't done that yet, but anyway, I digress. Jackie got another commercial. Okay. Anyway, Robyn is meeting with her trainer outside. We learned that she gained 14 pounds during the pandemic and was drinking wine at 8 a.m. Now, I don't know. I think that the drinking wine at 8 a.m. is an exaggeration, because we know she don't even get up until 2. So I don't know how she was drinking wine at 8 a.m., but maybe it was on some off days or something like that when she felt the need to just get up early. Regardless, I think we can all empathize with Robyn about, gaining weight in the pandemic, because for a lot of us who worked out a lot, it was very difficult because the gyms weren't open. You know what I'm saying? So I feel her on that one. And Juan has been convincing her to work out. Now, Ascala shows up and wants some definition in her booty. Wendy shows up and they do some kettlebell workouts. Now, kettlebell workouts are actually very good for your core and for your behind. Okay, so for those of you who are looking to enhance that backside, okay, and get a little work done in that midsection, do some kettlebell swings because it's real good for it. Anyway, Robyn is pretty fit and they decide to take a walk. Candace calls and she's having a peace out pajama jam. Now, we get a flashback of Candace packing up the house with her sister and talking about inviting the girls over. And she's even going to invite Karen and her new friend, Mia, who she describes as a glamazon with big feet. Okay. And Candace has a new confessional look. I feel like Candace gets more confessional looks than anybody else because I felt like she had more than everybody else last season. And it's shocking that she got a third one so soon. But maybe it's in her contract. And if she did put it in her contract, she's smart. Okay. Robyn wants to know how Ascala felt about the pamper party. Okay. Ascala says there's a lot of drama around Mia, and then she calls Mia messy Mia. Now, I will say this. There seems to be a lot of focus around Mia at every single cast event. Have y'all noticed that? Or is it just me? It seems like Mia is the story every time they all get together, okay? But that's just my assessment of the show thus far. Anyway, speaking of Mia, Karen shows up at Mia's house. They recap the pamper party and they get into a discussion of Robyn and Gizelle. So Karen's perception is that, Gizelle says that Karen doesn't have any friends. And so she has an issue with Robyn because she feels like Robyn is continuously in Gizelle's bush. Her words, not mine. So then Mia's like, oh, Lord, don't get me started on Robyn. Okay. So apparently, and I showed you guys this the other day, but apparently, this text message thread went like this. Gizelle texted and said, Hey, I had to leave a little early the other day. I feel like we didn't get a chance to catch up and finish talking. I'm sitting here with Robyn chatting. We want to get together with you for drinks without Karen. Mia responded, hi, Giselle, unless you want to discuss business, there's nothing I have time to talk to you about. Would you like for me to connect you with my assistant to pencil you in this week? Now, we learned later that Giselle never responded, but Robyn did. And Robyn said, hi, Mia, I'm quite taken aback by your rude response. Was there something that was done to you that we are unaware of? And so I don't think that there was any more discussion about what happened after that in the text message thread. Now, Robyn reads this to Wendy and Escala, and they kind of react because they recognize the shade of Giselle saying without Karen. Mia completely ignores Robyn and directs her response back to Giselle, since that's who she was talking to in the first place. And she apologized in the text message if her message was rude. She was just saying that she was being very direct. Okay, this is funny. Yasmin Wilson says, why does Mia have over 700 unread text messages? That makes my anxiety bad. Can I tell you how many I got? Can you see it? I got 846. Okay. So listen, it don't make my anxiety bad because I try to read what's important at the time. I can't respond to everything. You know what I'm saying? I cannot respond to everything. And what I have found is there are two types of people in this world. One type of person will have 900 text messages unread, and the other type of person has 0. I just happen to be the one that has a whole bunch of unread text messages. I don't know. Comment down below which type of person you are. Let me know down in the description down below. I'm just curious because it's funny that you mentioned that because I ain't even notice it. Anyway, moving right along. Robyn says that she didn't have anything else to say after Mia responded to Giselle only. Okay, listen, I see you. I see you. I see you. Some people are 0. Some people are 0. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Anyway, Karen and Mia say that Giselle needs to come at Mia a different way if she's attempting to get to know her. Now, Candace, we see head into the studio. And if you watched earlier, in my earlier video, I do tell you the details about Candace's new album that's coming out on September the 24th, I believe was the date. Okay. Oh Lord, you got more than me. So that's that. She heads to the studio and she's immediately asking for some snacks. Chris has a catering job, so he can't be there. And she acknowledges that she has not likely thanked Chris for all that he's done for her. She goes into the booth and we learned that she had thought about signing to Chucky Thompson's label, who she worked with last year on the remix to her first single. But she says that it wasn't a good fit. And now she's completely supporting her musical endeavors. But it looked like, from what I saw on the track list and the back of it, could have been like the backside of the album, that the record label was E1 Nashville. Maybe they are just distributing it and she is funding it herself. I don't really know. But we learned that the debut album is coming, and now we know that it actually is. So then we head to Giselle's I was about to call it Cabin in the Woods, but I don't want to do that. I just cannot stand that add-on to the house, that attaché to the house. It just frightens me every time I see it. Anyway, she goes to get the girls and is taking Grace to get her learner's permit, and Grace is nervous. The girls are in the car, the sisters, the two girls, the two youngest ones are like, oh Lord, please let her pass, because if she don't pass, it's embarrassing. Meanwhile, Giselle has a new confessional. I don't know how I feel about it. It looks kind of chaotic a little bit to me. But she's a beautiful woman. It just looks chaotic. Grace returns. And I'm going to tell you what I thought initially, okay? I thought that when Grace got in the car, she was going to be pretending to act sad, okay? And she was going to say, yes, I passed my learner's test. But no, she was not pretending. She did not pass that test. But the twins in the back was trying not to laugh. I felt so bad for Grace in this moment, and I actually felt bad for Gizelle because she was hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? And it was a sad moment for your child. So it's always hard to see your child sad. But it was so hard to stay in the moment because the camera kept panning to the twins in the background, snickering and trying not to laugh. It was I could not process it because I didn't want to be laughing because it's not funny because I don't want to see Grace sad. Grace is probably one of my favorite people on the show. I just didn't know what to do because them twins was back in the background cackling. And I was done. It was hard for me to handle, y'all. It was hard for me to handle because I didn't know what to do. I can't laugh because then I'm mean, but I got but the twins is cackling. I don't know what to do. Adriana Davis says, why won't Gizelle teach her how to drive? Gizelle mentioned something about wishing that Jamal was there to teach them how to drive or something like that. But she said also too that Jamal doesn't drive, he is driven. And when he was in town, what we did notice that she was doing all the driving, if you noticed that. Thank you for that super chat, Adriana Davis. We appreciate you around these parts now. We appreciate you. Is Jamal coming? Ooh, y'all so silly. So regardless, Gizelle is going to take her back next Tuesday, and I'm sure by now she has passed. Them driving tests can be a little hard sometimes. You got to study. I think I passed mine on the first time. I can't remember though. Anyway, but I'm sure she's going to get it and she's going to be fine. Anyway, over at Candace's old townhouse, she's reflecting on all the memories, and they show her throwing the knife at Ashley and just all the jolly good times that were had. And she realizes that she was a lot more rambunctious while living in her mom's home, okay? Karen shows up and Candace demands that everybody take a shot of Fireball when they enter. Now, did y'all notice, okay, I want to know if y'all noticed this. When Karen showed up, she gave her a big glass of Fireball. But when the rest of the ladies showed up, she gave them a little shot of Fireball. So I feel like she was trying to set Karen up. She knew if Karen got up on that Fireball, it was going to be a good old time, okay? Because y'all know how Karen feel about them Fireball. Now, mind you, let me just say this. This ain't no disrespect to Candace because I'm sure she can afford whatever she get. I can't stand a Fireball shot. And I think I tell y'all this every single time. To me, a Fireball shot equals an instant headache. I will get an instant headache the next day if I have anything, if I even smell a Fireball shot, okay? It is not a good situation for me, okay? But the rest of the ladies, they take them Fireball shots to the head. You know what I'm saying? But Candace is smart. I have always stated this. If you are going to have a get together at your home, the best way to loosen the people up when they come in the door is to give them a shot upon entry. That way people don't feel, self-conscious. They don't stand off in the corner. That shot will loosen them up. So I'm telling y'all, when next time you have a get together at your house, but when them people walk up in that door, hand them a shot. The party going to be lively. Watch what I tell you. Anyway, Karen greets Robyn when Robyn comes in, okay? And she immediately asks about Robyn's wedding. Now, Robyn says that she doesn't want to have a wedding right now while still dealing with the pandemic. And she relays that she wants to have something, I think she wanted to have something small and intimate, or Karen wanted to have something small and intimate. Anyway, in Robyn's new confessional, which I felt like she looked quite amazing, although it was a lot of ruffle, okay? I felt like the ruffle was about to eat her alive, but she looked amazing in that confessional. She shades Karen and basically says something to the effect about Karen having some type of super spreader wedding, okay? Now, I don't know if she said the same thing about Cynthia's wedding, because Gizelle, her BFF went to Cynthia's wedding, and I'm curious as to what she would have to say about that, because that was 250 people. So if you calling Karen's wedding a super spreader and you don't even know how many people gonna come, I really wonder what she thought about that. Anyway, so Gizelle arrives and Karen immediately shades her allegedly fake Versace robe. I didn't think it was fake because I have seen that design of Versace robe before. So for me, I didn't feel like it was fake. It's just a lot of colors. Candace says that she forgot to invite Ashley. Okay. No, you didn't. You ain't forget to invite her. You ain't want her to come to your house, no way, because you don't like her. Bottom line. And I can respect that. I can respect it. Just simply say, I don't like that girl. I don't want her in my house. Bye. She need to go have a baby anyway. Flashback, and we flash over to Ashley, and Ashley indicates that she's about to go into labor. She's doing a little camera phone video. I'm about to go, she feeling some kind of way. She's about to go into labor. Wendy shows up next, okay? And Mia is running a little late. Now, Candace asks if the girls are going to be nice to Mia today. Wendy asks, is Mia going to be nice to them? Robyn brings up Mia. Now, I want y'all to remember this. Robyn brings up Mia in the text message showdown, okay? And she says that she was rude in the text message. Karen tries to defend Mia by saying it was the wrong words was used. Gizelle states that they already know Karen, but they were trying to get to know Mia, so why would they want Karen there? Everyone, including Escala, is up in arms about Mia's arrival. And Gizelle is ready to get down to the bottom of why everyone knows about the text that Robyn just brought up to everybody, okay? Meanwhile, Mia walks in. And Candace brings her upstairs with her shot in her hand. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, I hope you had 2 shots. Actually, you might need the whole bottle because these girls are about to get you, okay? So Karen immediately, Mia hasn't even walked into the door good. She can't even put a shot down. She can't even put a purse down. Before she can even step foot into the room and breathe in the air of the room, Karen is like, let's get down to it, girl. She states that everybody got off on the wrong foot with the text message because the wording was wrong on both ends. So Karen trying to smooth things over from the get-go. And Gizelle says that a grown woman Gizelle relays that she's a grown woman and she's going to invite who she wants because she chose the invite list. Karen interjects and says, well, your invite list was specific to me. You said without me. You didn't say without Wendy. You didn't say without Candace. You said specifically without me, okay? Gizelle says that's because you brought her into the group. We don't need to get to know you. We need to get to know her. So Mia, in a shocking move, owns that she was a bit aggressive in her message, but she didn't want anyone putting any stipulations on who she can or can't invite, okay? Now, for some reason, Escala then jumps in and says, I can no longer hold my tongue. There's a lot of delusion going on here. So Mia, perturbed, turns to Escala and asks her how many businesses she had. And Escala says several. So I wasn't sure why Mia asked about the businesses, but I guess what Mia was trying to say was that because she manages businesses or several locations, that sometimes that means that she's extra direct in her delivery. That is what I'm assuming, but it was so much happening right then and there. I wasn't sure why she brought up the businesses, okay? But let me know. what you guys took from that. Oh, and she says she doesn't understand. If she has so many businesses, she would understand why she's not going to allow she's not going to allow anyone to tell her who she can and cannot invite to lunch. So Robyn basically jumps in and says, who gives an F about how many businesses anyone has? Okay. So Candace then, in a smart move, jumps up on the counter and tells them that these are individual discussions because these are individual problems. And you guys should talk individually about them because nothing is going to get solved the way that they're getting down right now. And I was like, ooh, Candace, very, very smart. And what I like about that situation is she did not, as the host, let it go too far. Okay. Mia then, so Candace wants everybody to play Prosecco Pong, which is basically like beer pong, but you're tossing the balls into the, glasses of Prosecco. So Mia then says, I'm going to go try to make amends. She tells Karen she's going to go try to make amends, but she's only talking to Gizelle. Mia says that they got off on the wrong foot. And Gizelle says, it wasn't me that got off on the wrong foot. It was you. And she basically tells Mia, don't ever send me that type of message ever again. And it was interesting to me because I have not seen Gizelle be that firm with anybody outside of like Karen or, probably outside of Karen, actually. I was surprised that she was really firm with Mia about setting the boundaries, which I thought was very interesting. And also equally interesting was that Mia immediately apologized and agreed, and she completely owns that she needed to work on her delivery, which I was not expecting. And I wrote, she continues to surprise me. But that is, in a way, and I don't know if you guys watch old seasons of Real Housewives of New York. Potomac is reminding me of vintage Real Housewives of New York because the women would argue and then make up 10 seconds later. They would argue like cats and dogs, but then minutes later, they would apologize or somebody would apologize and they moved on from it. So I liked this moment because what it is giving me is that Potomac is moving fast and people aren't holding grudges. They are continuously stating their case, having it out, hashing it out, knock down, drag out, fight, and then somebody comes away apologizing. So I really do like the pacing of this season and what it's giving us as a Housewives fan, okay? I don't like it when issues linger for a really long time. It makes the show very boring, okay? So there's that. They then decide to move to the living room to play a game of Never Have I Ever. And Gizelle opens up with never has she done a specific type of pill, okay? They go from that to Candace saying, never has she had her CLIT done, okay? Mia drinks and admits that the actual term for this procedure was vaginal rejuvenization, which is what I assumed she meant anyway. And so one of the things that I want to point you guys to is an article by my girl, Shamira Ibrahim, and she writes for Vulture. It's in the link in the description. It is a hilarious read. It is super hilarious, right? But one of the things that she states in the article, she says, I did my Google, and according to Stanford's plastics department, vaginal rejuvenization can indeed involve work around the CLIT hood. And she says, Mia could have gotten the whole kit and caboodle plumped up for all we know. Why are we still arguing these semantics? It changes absolutely nothing, and these women need to drop it. And I felt the same way. So what that's saying is vaginal rejuvenization can include work on the CLIT, which clearly these women don't know. And they continue to talk about this procedure as if she had a lobotomy. Like, oh my God. Like, to me, I don't understand why they're still carrying that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And so I wanted to point that out because I wanted to know, why is this such a big deal? And now, upon doing some research, they don't even understand it themselves while they're trying to crack jokes on her. So anyway, I just thought I would mention that. And that article is amazing. Please read her recaps. Hilarious. Okay. And it's in the description for anybody who missed it. Okay. So then we get the thing comes up about never have I ever had a threesome. Again, Mia sips. And she admits that she's had a threesome with her husband and she just sat back and watched. And she then admits to being very open and transparent. And you know, the girls are gagging. They're just gagging because I don't think that they're used to meeting someone like Mia who's just like, I don't really care. I don't really care what you think about me. This is what we did. This is what I've done. And I'm going to be transparent about it. You might as well own your tea before somebody else owns it, which is what I was trying to tell y'all about Destiny from Love and Marriage Huntsville. If she had just been transparent with the people, then nobody could come up to her and act like they know some information that the rest of the ladies don't. Okay. Candace does come to her defense, and Candace states that if Ashley were there, she would admit to having some threesomes as well, okay? Meanwhile, over to the Ashley's house, she is doing the home video cam of herself. She is crying and upset because she has to leave one baby to go have another one, okay? And that was the episode, y'all. That was the episode. Next week's episode is the first cast trip of the season. Your girl Candace is planning it. It looks like there's a stripper pole in the Sprinter van. And it looks like we're going to have another knockdown, drag out fight between Gizelle and Karen, which, you know, their fights are just always epic to me. And it is exactly what Housewives is all about, what it's made of. I mean, they could just go back and forth forever because, again, they are like the Alexis Carrington and the Dominique Devereaux of Potomac. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. I will be, I hadn't been really doing many guest recaps because I have a lot of other things going on this summer, but I am going to actually hop on to Up and Adams channel to review Potomac as well at 1:15 today. Adam has been so kind with, doing my podcast and also doing the Salt Lake City reviews with me. And so I really want to return the favor as well and hop onto his channel and have a good old time reviewing Potomac today. And then hopefully you guys can catch that at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if not, we will be back tomorrow with a brand new video. We'll be talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which comes on tonight at 8 p.m. So yes, thank you, California Cutie. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Lala Chanel, thank you so much, who says the ladies being so invested in Mia's surgery is a little creepy. I agree with you. I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. And, guys, as I always tell you, we talk about these shows and we talk about them. We have fun. This is all in fun. Please don't, ever be offended. Don't take things too seriously. And remember, we try to do everything on this channel in love. And remember, if nobody has told you today, your boy loves you. Tell somebody else, spread the word, spread the love, and keep that energy going. And I will catch you guys in the next video.